Doing what?
Couldn't sleep, man.
Take some NyQuil.
Nah, bro. Not cool. How's it gonna do it? Not cool. Not gonna do it, man.
Mm. Oh man, you gotta lock in.
Uh,
Oh man.
I've been up here since 2 o'clock, man.
Staring at the roof.
Yeah, man. Down at the roof.
I opened up fucking iTunes
Scowling.
by accident.
Huh?
Nah, I'm talking to myself. Oh, look at hobby.
You took any trades last night?
Yeah, NCD USD. Straight to TP.
What about oil?
I just took NCD USD.
I looked at oil. I wanted to see like how we could have caught oil. Yeah, I missed oil.
Alright, let's do this real quick. 98 minus 33%, 65.
Let me hop on my laptop, man. I already been laying here for 4 hours, man. 3, 4 hours, bro. I tried playing like some 432 hertz sound.
Mm-hmm.
I had same shit to make shit worse. I'm like, hey, let me get my ass up.
GA, we're still good. 3 days of 3 days of drop. After 3 days, we know the market's gonna move sideways or go up, so we'll keep an eye on GA. GCAD, we're still good. We're in a zone of consolidation. That's the only bad thing about it. GA is also in peak high now. Yeah. EuroCAD's in peak high too, so I'm not trading that.
Bro, I got
GCAD,
like,
we're still stuck in a zone of consolidation. We got the inducement of the low though. That's good. And we got a engulfing candle here. Pretty small one, but and we got it at the high. Not the best one. We'll keep an eye on GCAD. GJ, we're still consolidating. Gonna turn that off. Um, GU, nothing yet. I want to wait that for that break to happen. Very similar to EU. Not really interested in this area. Um, US 30 finally filled that gap on the 30-minute time frame. USD CAD fucking and is still in the same area. Gonna wait it out. USDs are same thing. USDs already hit STP for the day though, so we could turn that off. Gold already hit ADR for the day last night. As soon as the market opened, just went crazy with the news that we had. And then oil. You're saying to check oil to see what entry we could have taken. No engulfing candles on the 4, no engulfing candles on the 30. Market open, it just went straight down. Gave us a little zone of consolidation. No change of characters or breaks on the 30. On the 15-minute, we had an engulfing candle. I mean, that's it. Just a 15-minute engulfing candle that printed at 4 in the morning. Yeah. It's pretty much it. And then if we go down to like the 1 minute, I'm sure it gave us a change of character, break of structure too. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Give us a change of character, lower low, lower high, lower low. Yeah, and then break of structure retest on the 200 EMA. If you didn't like, well, that one wasn't even last night. That was before the market opened, so we wouldn't have taken that trade. So then the market opened. Yeah, no, I mean the only valid entry would have been that 15-minute retest of the engulfing candle. But the entry of this is just the fact it gave us that engulfing candle at the lows. I wouldn't have taken the trade anyway. Very similar to like the engulfing candle yesterday that printed at the lower low. I wouldn't have taken this trade regardless. 98 pips. Yeah. Alright, so from the top, let's see what we have left for the day, guys. So just to speak about NZD USD, because this is a trade that I took last night. It's fairly simple, right? We know we're targeting the 3rd-week low, right? But I'm not gonna hold the trade for the 3rd-week low. All I'm doing is STP. So first thing is first, right? 47 pips minus 33% is 31 pips, right? So 31 pips, right, is STP. Talking about the entry, we had a beautiful change of character. We had a beautiful break of structure, right? After we had the break of structure retest, that was pretty much the entry. Before we had the retest, we also had a 1 minute higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low. We had the lower high, we had the break of structure, lower low, which I was like, alright, cool. We never got the pull back on the 1 minute. So on the 5 minute, I just waited for the valid break to happen. Instead of getting in up here, unfortunately, right, kind of missed this since we never had a pullback. It just kind of straight went down. Just waited for the break, pullback, got in on the pullback, right? The pullback was on the 50 EMA, which is what we're looking for in A2, right? And once we had the pullback to the 50 EMA, that was the entry. Stop loss was right above the 1 minute structure over here. And then TP was at 31 pips for the day, which was down here. So the entry looks something like this. Fairly simple. Didn't really have to overthink this one. As soon as it hit STP for the day, reverse went right back up. So this is why, again, looking for STP is very important, right? If you're not keeping an eye on STP, you're going to be very upset with yourself that you didn't cash out. Now, we know NZD USD is that one pair that we are looking for price to at least reach our 3rd-week lows from last week, right? So Just gonna be patient. NZD USD would love for price, right? The ideal situation would be for price to give us a second push to the downside, right? A second day push, right? Because we had a day of drop yesterday. If today gives us another day of drop, then we know that tomorrow we could look for another entry, right? Super simple for a 372. So we'll be patient with NZD USD, but that was the only thing that I saw from last night that we even saw during the isolation session. So if you were part of that trade, man, congratulations. I know Adrian was in the Discord talking about it too. I just seen that message. So for all these other pairs right now, guys, I'm not really looking at anything. Right, I wanted to see AU give us a steeper pullback at least to get into this area, so it could go higher. But we're just stuck in the zone consolidation, so AU, I'm not going to be trading it. AUD CAD, very similar to AU. I wanted to see a pullback, but instead we're just getting a small zone of consolidation. And again, I'm not really going to be trading that. If we go through all these other pairs, EA, I want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows before I take a trade. ECAD is in peak high territory, so we're not going to be trading this just yet. Going to be hands off on ECAD for a little bit. EU, we're still stuck in the zone of consolidation as well. Price is just moving sideways, rejecting every type of trader, right? Got the inducement of the low, got exhaustion candles, price came back up, we're on the 800. Doesn't really look that clean, right? This isn't really a pair I want to be trading right now. Very similar to GU as well. So, GA, we're in peak high territory, not going to be trading this again. Going to be hands off until we get out of peak high territory. Let's see for GCAD, right? GCAD, we know that we're still trading at these daily highs in level 3. We're looking for price to continue the push to the top side, at least to these highs over here. So we still have a long way to go with GCAD. But again, keeping it simple, what is price doing on a daily time frame? Not only are we stuck in a zone of consolidation, but we're also stuck at the daily highs where price has rejected before 3 other times, right? So daily time frame, we can see that we had those exhaustion candles at the highs. 4-hour time frame, we have exhaustion candles at the highs as well. No continuations. 30-minute time frame, same thing. No continuations. Price is just moving sideways. So it's a very, I'm not gonna say it's a tricky area to take a trade in, but it's a very tricky area to take a trade in. Right? It's just a lot of inducements, a lot of fake outs, just trapping traders going both ways. Um, we have a nice engulfing candle, but this entry here would be at the high of the day. I'm not going to take a trade at the high of the day. So GCAD is pretty much done. Not going to be looking at it. GJ, we're pretty much very similar to GCAD, right? We're trading at the highs of the 4-hour time frame where prices gave us inducement candles, exhaustion candles at the highs. We're stuck in a zone of consolidation as well, where price is just moving sideways, rejecting highs and rejecting lows. We do have a change of character, break of structure to the downside, but this is going counter trend because we know that overall GJ is in an uptrend still. So we want to be very careful with that, right? With that being said, again, the fact that price is still trading lower low, lower high, gonna wait it out before I even decide to take a trade. I need to start. The first thing I want to see with GJ, above everything else, I want to see a break of the 4-hour highs, right? If we could get a break of these 4-hour highs and a valid clean break of these highs, then perfect. You know, I'll take those trades back to the top side, no problem. But right now, where the market maker is just trapping traders, just hitting everybody's stop losses, inducing everybody to get in and get out of a trade, I'm not messing with that. So GJ, I'm not gonna be trading it. As I said with GU and EU, it's pretty fairly similar. I am expecting steeper pullbacks to be given for GU. Who left? Um, I am expecting steeper pullbacks for GU. Again, very similar to EU. And where we're trading at right now, we're trading at the highs. Not going to be trading at the highs. When we calculate STP from ADR, right, so 80 pips minus 33%, it's 53 pips. See how much is left for the day. We already hit STP. We already did 55 pips, so GU is already done for the day as well. Mr. Bashir, good morning, my brother. Right, as we know, NZD USD, beautiful entry last night, gave us STP already, so we'll continue to break this down tonight during the isolation session. US 30 is still good, right? We were looking for price to fill this gap in. As soon as price filled this gap, gave us an exhaustion candle, went up. Now, the question with US 30 really is, are we going to continue this 30-minute uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, to go back into a higher high? Is price going to go down? Is price going to start consolidating? You know, those are all valid questions that at this moment we don't really have those answers. Right? On the daily time frame, we know that this push to the top side was not a break. It was just an inducement candle. Price came right back down to the bottom. However, on the 4-hour time frame, oh no, never mind. Same thing on the 4-hour. Right? On the 4-hour time frame, it was just an inducement candle. We don't have a valid break of structure of these highs just yet. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we do have a break, right? It was a higher high, higher low push to the top side. But the fact that the daily and the 4-hour are just inducement candles, it doesn't make this entry, or it doesn't make this area high probability to continue to look for those pushes back to the top side. So, and again, the market makers aren't making it easy. As soon as the market open, it's just pushing down, right? We'd love for price to do something like it usually does, right? Just consolidate throughout Asia and London, give us an opportunity to take a solid trade. But right now, we don't really have that for US 30, so gonna play it safe on the 1-hour time frame. Looks like price wanted to give us an engulfing candle, and it did. Gave us a nice retest, went down. That was the entry to fill the gap in. As soon as it filled the gap in, it came right back up. So again, understanding these areas in the market as to where you should just get in and get out and then look for another opportunity is very important, right? Because it sucks being up 200 pips and then giving it right back to the market. It just makes no sense. So US 30, we're going to keep this as is. Again, at this moment, I'm not really looking to take any trades on US 30. I'm not a fan of trading in peak high territory. So we're going to turn it off. Unless I see something crystal clear, I'm not going to mess with it. Right, USD CAD is in the same predicament, same situation. There's really nothing on USD CAD that I'm interested in. Um, and again, the reason why. Let's talk about that. Even though we talked about it last night, but let's talk about it for everybody in here today. Right, so first thing is first, right? So USD CAD already completed its three push cycle on the uptrend, right? Push 1, first zone consolidation. Push 2, second zone consolidation. Push 3, reached the previous peak high. Perfect. As soon as we did that, price consolidated and looks like price wants to turn around, right? Push 1 to the downside, and it gave us our first zone consolidation above the 800 EMA, right? So on one hand, it looks like price wants to start the downtrend push. But on the other hand, when we're looking at market structure, we're technically still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. And this could be a higher low to continue that push to the top side, right? So there's just a lot of conflicting events going on with USD CAD. There's too much going on at once. Where, again, on one side, it looks like price wants to start the downtrend push. On the other hand, it looks like it still wants to continue the uptrend. So there's not enough confirmations, right? When we go down to the 4-hour, when we see the zone of consolidation that we're in, the fact that we're trading at the top of the zone of consolidation, that's just another reason why I don't really want to take a trade here at this moment. Right, trading at the top of the zone of consolidation, especially when you go down now to a lower time frame, right, in the 30-minute zone of consolidation that we had, where we had the break and the retest. This is where a lot of people are looking to get in going long. But you could already see how the market is reacting to that. It's just trapping traders. Literally just going for everybody's stop loss. Going for your entries, going for your stop losses for everybody. Right? All the traders who were trading this as a bearish flag post pattern thought that price was going to give them a simple 23.6, 38.2 to continue going down. Hit their stop loss. Everybody who's trading this as a consolidation breakout retest to go back up, you were in profit for a little bit, but if you didn't cash out, you're back at break even. So just want to be careful in these areas, right? And we talked about this yesterday. We said this yesterday. I was confident that we weren't really gonna get any entries for today. Right? Price action ever since Friday's move it's just been weird. So just want to be patient, right? And again, there's nothing new. We're already at the end of the week, right? Or we're at the end of the month, the last week of the month. Usually how price moves, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. USDs are already hit STP for the day, so there's nothing left. Gold already hit ADR for the day, so there's nothing left. As soon as pairs hit ADR STP, normal behavior for them to just start consolidating for the rest of the day. Right, so we want to be careful with gold. We'll keep an eye on gold coming into tonight's isolation session for tomorrow's trading session. Bitcoin gave us 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. And that's exactly what price is doing, just moving sideways. Right, so Bitcoin, I won't be trading it. And the last pair that we have on our list is US oil that already hit STP for the day. You know, if you were up at 3, 4 in the morning, it gave you a nice, beautiful engulfing candle. But again, for me personally, I wouldn't have even taken this trade because of where the engulfing candle was printed. Right? The fact that the engulfing candle was printed at the lower low for the day, you know, I'm not gonna take a short trade when we're looking at the trend, right? Which is very simple: lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? Am I going to take a short position at a lower low, or am I going to take a short position at a lower high? Right? So it's the same thing when we're looking at it with the candlesticks. Right? The fact that we were trading at a lower low with an engulfing candle is just a very low probability entry. I would rather wait for a higher probability entry, let that one do what it has to do, and then I'll come back when it's looking cleaner. Right? Again, usually when I'm trading, you know, the easiest trades to take and the easiest days to trade is when the market opens during Asia session and it just consolidates for a few hours. Right? Those are the easiest. But as soon as Asia session starts and price just wants to move in one direction, it kind of sucks. Right? That's like kind of one of the worst ways to trade. Is it impossible to trade? No, but it is annoying. But that's pretty much it. Nose a little stuffy still? Yeah, just a little bit, but I feel good. My throat doesn't hurt no more, so that's a plus. But my nose is a little stuffy. Ugh. But any questions, guys? I just wanted to turn the stream on just to kind of, again, just show you guys how it is that we look at the charts, how we stay away when we gotta stay away. But yeah, there's no trades for today. There's nothing left on the table for us. Everything wanted to move last night with the news about what was the dude's name? Cook. Which again, we saw that happen during the isolation session, so we already knew that we weren't really gonna have any moves left for the day today. But again, any questions, let me know. Any other pairs you want me to go over real quick, let me know. If not, we'll be done for the day and we'll be back tonight for the isolation session. Can I explain US 30 again? Yes, we're in peak high territory. That's the number one thing. Again, similar to GCAD, similar to EA, right? We're in peak high territory. Or not EA, sorry, ECAD and GA. We're in peak high territory. I'm not trading in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. I'm not trading. That's the number one thing. Right? That's the easiest thing. Like we don't even have to say more after that. That's it. We're in peak high territory, peak low territory. Don't trade. That's it. Right? But to do a full breakdown again, daily time frame, what are we looking for? We're looking for a break of the highs. Right? Did we get the break? No. We got the inducement candle, which was just one green candle that pushed to the top side. We never got the valid break of structure. On the 4-hour time frame, same exact thing. We were looking for a break of these highs. We didn't get it. We got one green candle that pushed above, but again, we never got the confirmation candle, which would have been another green candle that closed above the first green candle's wick. Price, as soon as it printed this candle, it just went straight down to the bottom side. Right? Above everything else, we had 3 weeks of rise already. So we already knew that this week, price was either going to push down or move sideways. Right? And then on the 30-minute time frame is the only time frame that gave us a valid break. But again, since the daily didn't give us a break and the 4-hour didn't give us a break, just because the 30-minute gave us a break doesn't mean I'm going to take a 30-minute time frame trade going back to the top side, when price already on the higher time frame, right, on the higher time frame analysis is already giving us inducement candles, right? So that's pretty much it. There's really nothing to trade. The only trade that I was looking for on US 30, which we never really had the opportunity to enter a trade, was for price to fill this gap up that was here on the 30-minute time frame. That was the only trading idea I had for US 30, was for price to fill this gap, and that's it. But for the past 2 days, yesterday and today, as soon as the market opened, it just wants to shoot down. Never really gave us an entry opportunity, never gave us the time to enter the trade. And then as soon as the market opened last night, same thing. It just wants to go straight down, and that's okay. So, never really had an opportunity to take a trade on US 30 from yesterday or today. Let me know if that made sense, Mr. Bashir. Yeah, Kendall, it's very similar, right? To what or the exact same thing actually, yeah. Only thing is I wasn't really looking at the. Are you here, Kendall? I don't know if you're here. Oh, but same exact thing. I just wasn't really looking at the fib retracement, but I mean the fib retracement would have been a perfect confluence. But I was just looking at the EMAs, right? The fact that on the 1 minute we had the change in the break and it just went straight down, right? You could use the fib on this 100%, right? And it would have been the same thing from up here to down here. You had a perfect 23.6, 38.2 retracement. But what I was really just looking at was the EMAs. I just as soon as price got onto the retest, it gave us the exhaustion candle. I got in after the exhaustion candle, so I got in on this red candle right here. Right here. Damn it, come on. Okay. You get it. I got in on the retest of the 50 EMA. I had my stop loss above this structure here, and then just straight to TP for the STP. But yeah, the fib isn't a bad um the bad confluence obviously. But also why I wasn't really looking at the fib was just because I was looking at the 5 minute break. Once we got the 5 minute break and we got the retest of the 5 minute break, I'm like, okay, cool. On the 5 minute, we have the retest on the 5 minute, and then at the same time that we have the retest on the 5 minute, we're also bouncing off the 50 EMA. So that was pretty much the entry that I took. The exact same thing. And then um initially I was looking for price to go down just to hold it for the third week, but As soon as price printed that exhaustion candle, and then on the lower time frames, we could see how price didn't even give us a clean break. That's when I got out. So like, all right, STP's done. I'm good for the day. It was a 3 pip stop loss for a 14 pip TP is not bad. No problem, Mr. Bashir. Hmm. It's all good. We should still have more opportunities. The good thing is that price came back up, right? So if we get another opportunity tonight or tomorrow morning, then perfect. Well, we should have more opportunities this week to catch this trade going back low. But it all depends on how price reacts today. If price decides to come right back up to the top side, like if price disrespects this 5 minute structure, then I'm confident that we're not even going to get this entry. Right? Because at the same time, we could say that this is, if we want to be aggressive with it, right, we could say that price already gave us a change of character, and right now price gave us lower low, lower low, change of character, higher high. But if we want to be patient with it and give it a little bit more room and say that this is just all part of the same structure and this isn't a significant pullback, which in this case would be stupid to say that because we did get a valid break on the 5 minute. We had a pullback. We had a valid break of these lows, right? So we have to say that this is the change of character, which is the same thing. Like change of character is just the inducement, right? But so as long as price doesn't break these highs up here, then we're still in the green to continue to look for trades on NU going into tomorrow's trading session. KZ, welcome. Great rising. What market is this? This one in specific is NZD USD. This is NZD USD. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. If price comes to these highs and gives you inducements to these highs, right, then you know that this is where price is gonna come back down. But if price decides to break these highs, then pretty much the whole system of the 3rd week low would be invalidated at that point. But we still have time. It's only Tuesday. We still got 3 days left for the week. We'll just have to be patient and see what price wants to do in this area. Your voice is cutting in and out. I can't really hear you. Hmm. Right. My bad, Casey. Give me 1 second. I'm getting talked to in Discord real quick. Yeah, I mean, you all the confirmations were there, right? Like you had the 5 minute break, you had the 5 minute change, you had the 1 minute break, you had the 1 minute change, you had the fib retracement for the confluence for that entry, right? You had on the 1 minute time frame, you had that you had the pullback to the 50 EMA as well. So this one was really like a 10 out of 10 trade. Like this would be that A plus setup, right? The only thing obviously that was missing, but we already knew that that was out of the picture for today, which was again that 3rd week low, because price already hit SCP, right? The 3rd week low is below the ADR, so targeting the 3rd week low for an entry for today is just not high probability. But to take the trade for today, to at least catch some type of pips and catch a A plus setup, it gave you the entry. Yeah, the way that you marked it up. Yeah, you can. It's just another extra set of confluence. That's what I was saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with using the fib. It gave you, if you used the fib, it gave you another confluence to get into the trade. But I just didn't use it because there was really no need. Like, I don't need 10 extra confirmations to be able to trade it. You know what I mean? Like, we already have everything that we kind of want to see here. We had we had the pullback to the 50. We had the exhaustion candle. Yeah, there was really no need for it. Again, not that there's no need. If you want to use it for extra confluence, we have the tool for the reason. You know what I mean? It's there to be used if you want that extra set of confluence. Right? Correct. Oh, on which time frame? The 1 minute or the five? Well, it just all boils down to the structure, right? So like in this case, we already know like straight green candles to the bottom side. What is price gonna give you? Or I'm sorry, straight red candles to the bottom side. What is it gonna give you? It's gonna give you that 23.6, 38.2 retracement. It doesn't matter how you slice it up. Like we already know, like even if you're looking at this in the 5 minute, right? Like if we use the fib on the what time frame did you use the fib on, the 5 or the 1 minute? So yeah, so exactly. It's like when we even look at it on the 5 minute structure, right? If we use the fib on the 5 minute structure, it still gave you the 23.6. And if you see it, it's the exact or yeah, if you see it, is the exact same thing. Right? It gave you the 23.6. At the 23.6, it gave you the exhaustion candle. It gave you a few opportunities here to catch the trade, right? And then it went straight down. But on the 1 minute, the reason I'm looking at it in the 1 minute is because technically speaking, the move started happening on the 1 minute time frame. Right? Once price gave you the inducement of the high on the 1 minute, it gave you the change of character break of structure on the 1 minute. I'll be using, in this case, the entry would be on the 1 minute time frame. And this is how it would have been. Which in this case, instead of using these highs on the 1 minute, I was using the break of structure high, which was this one. And this is the one where on the 1 minute it gave you the retracement to the 38.2. Yeah. What strategy do you use? It's the overall senses of the strategy is just called market maker's pattern. Um, but it's a variation of a whole bunch of stuff, right? It's market maker's pattern, is market structure. Using the tools available that we have, which is the fib retracements, the EMAs. Um, there's really no easy way to answer that question because we trade the markets. That's really what it is, right? Like it's the easy again, like the overall blueprint of what we trade is the market maker's pattern, right? That's what it's called. If you want to look it up, it's called market maker's pattern. But there's a whole bunch of variations, right, that we use. Candlestick analysis, fib retracements whenever they're necessary, the EMA bounces. If we have different setups like flagpoles patterns, we'll use those as well. Shoulder head shoulder patterns, we'll use those as well. So it's a variation of a bunch of stuff tied into one thing. Um, and you said you were looking at AUD USD. Yeah, for me right now for AU, since right now overall we're still in a complete downtrend, I'm not really interested in AU. I'm not really interested in taking these AU trades, but also just the fact that we're stuck in the zone of consolidation, I'm just not really interested in trading AU right now. But AU could be a good pair to keep an eye on for sure. but it is not a pair right now that's on my watch list, to look for trades, right? It's on my watch list. I update it every single day. We talk about it, especially during the isolation sessions that we do at 7 p.m. Eastern. This is the first pair that we look at. So if you're interested, you could watch the stream that we did last night, and we talked about AU and what I'm looking for overall, and then it'll give you a kind of a better idea as to how we look at the charts and what we look for and stuff like that. But yeah, AU is a good pair to keep an eye on for sure. It's a really easy pair to trade, fairly easy pair to trade, but it's not something that I'm looking for right now.
I'm not gonna lie. Trades like this is really make you, or trades like this. Well, no, no, no. Trading on demo and getting trades like this boost the confidence.
Right.
You know, it's like yes, there is some money at risk. Like that makes it a lot better.
Mhm.
I can think of it as you're actually learning compared to like just kind of making some profit. And that's the main thing about this trade is that honestly how I could capitalize on these things a bit better.
Mhm.
But like I had told inside the text message that I was expecting that to 38,620, which wasn't a bad expectation, but it's just the reason why I didn't get it was because of the fact that I was using a 5 minute construed
Right.
and I would have just made that simple change, which is I would have got the entries that I wanted with a 1.86 stop loss and 30 what a 16 take profit.
Mhm.
And
And just the more you see it, the more you'll get more comfortable with being able to take the trades and have everything set up.
it is a great, great confidence booster.
Mhm.
I added it to my journal just as like a mixed trade, so because I was there the whole time. It's just I just didn't come to that realization. I was using the 5 minute construed, but like I don't know. It was just more so like I was a bit confused about which EMA and which structure I should be looking at.
Mhm.
Because like you had said, like on the 5 minute, you have to break free at the retest, you know. So I should already be expecting slash this pattern because we hit a straight red candle, which I was, but yeah, I was just a bit confused. That's also something we can go into.
On the funded.
Funded trade too?
Mhm.
Oh man. When's the sale day?
I have to wait another week, but I'm not gonna request a payout till I get 10K.
You not at 10 yet?
No, no, because I've only been risking 1%, 2%. I'm not doing more than that.
How much was
Just so they don't.
1%, 2%?
This was 740.
740 what? Dollars?
Yeah, it was a $5 lot size.
Do you know how much 1%, 2% is?
It's 1,000. Oh, I
$1,000?
didn't. I didn't risk it. You're right. Yeah, yeah. I didn't risk 1,000 on this. I risked like 100 and 150. That's my bad. Yeah, I didn't risk 1% on this one. Yeah,
That's not even
cause
1%.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't risk 1% on this one.
Why not?
The lot size, your margins would be too high. If a 3 pip stop is like a fucking $20, $25 lot, it doesn't let you. Yeah, when you go to Trade Locker and you
I
try
thought
to
you said
place it, you can't. It says your margins are too high.
no way.
Yeah, that happened to me also with the last trade. I don't remember which trade it was. I'll tell you right now. There was another trade that was like a 4 pip stop, and for EA, the one that we
Right?
took in the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
I tried putting a high stop or a high lot size to capitalize on the 1%, but it just didn't let me for this one right here.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's a 100K account?
Mhm. Because they don't calculate your margins from where your stop loss is gonna be. They just calculate the margins for your lot size.
The lot size. Yeah.
So that's the only thing about it.
Ain't even trading at 100K account?
But we've been known that though. We know that a prop firm 100K is just a 10K account.
Ain't even a 10K account. Like on the 10K, you get at least use a fucking 10 line. Like the leverage on a 10K account is a lot different though.
Right. On a regular broker, you're trading a 1 to 500. On a prop firm, they don't have that in the rules, but I'm pretty sure it's like a 1 to 20 or some shit like that. 1 to 50. But it's all good, man. I don't need the risk team to hit me up, be like, you a high risk trader, we can't have you. So I'm chilling, man. I'll let them do what they gotta do. All I'm saying is that if I don't get paid out, bro, they're going on blast.
Uh,
So I don't care how long it takes, yo. But oh, motherfuckers are gonna pay me out. That's a fact.
yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was trying to do, is just risk the whole like 1.5. I think is the max that I could risk. But yeah, whenever you put the lot size, it just doesn't let you. It gives you the error on trade locker margins. You've passed your margins.
There's no way a fucking. I could set this indexes like 5 or 10 knot would be like a big high margin, but nigga, like Forex shit. Well, it's bad. Like, you just get hit randomly with memories and shit like that, bro.
Mhm.
It's bad. So I haven't had this transition. I do not like it. I ain't gonna lie. Like this type of shit will make me not even wanna talk to nobody else.
Now you know the mentality I'm in. Fuck all that.
I just not like it. And like I feel like in high school and stuff like that, it's all I did. Like you being announced before
Mhm.
So he's not he's not into around 40, but he actually wants to be around. That's not easy to deal with, so I'm not gonna lie. Man, and I can see why a lot of people would have been crashing out because they have no outlet. Man, tough. Now, you had said that, okay, so I was looking at gold, you know, I know you mentioned that what is the initial correction?
Yeah.
So that's more like a tail end type of entry and not in position. I was looking at this. This is the first low. This right here is the inducement. Then we have the actual break
Mhm.
for a high. Again, this would have been a continuation trade. But would you have even drawn this from here to here as the previous or a high point?
Yeah, you could have. Yeah, once price gave you this break here, is again straight green candles to the bottom side.
Right, and you say it's going to come to retracement, getting previous structure to the left hand. I mean, you did. You took the profit here at one of these points. I would have felt that I feel comfortable with it at least being above
And then it's above the EMAs too, yeah.
97, 98 point. I feel like I'm on track for like this outlook turn around.
Mhm. Yeah, that would have been a perfect way to view it too.
Still had that bounce off of 50 on the 5 minute. But
Great rising, my brother. Can you check on gold for me? I got you. My bad. I'm in a Discord too, and I'm getting talked to. Give me 1 second. I got you.
yo, are you talking when like you mute your mic?
No, I'm talking to the chat.
I thought that you were getting to this point.
No, no, I'm good already.
Nah, you had me a good scare last time you got sick. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Now, last time I got sick as fuck.
That's what I was trying to like. Yeah,
Thought I was gonna lose myself, man.
yeah, man.
Make a GoFundMe, man, for my funeral. Let me answer this question real quick. So on gold for right now, for me personally, I'm not looking at it for many reasons, right? Like the biggest reason is we're in peak high territory, right? We're in the highest point in the market.
How was it felt?
The second reason as to why I'm not really interested in looking at gold is where we're at in the overall structure, right? So on the daily time frame, right, we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. We're in a huge zone of consolidation, right, where we can see that price has been rejecting highs and has been rejecting lows, right? And right now we're just in the middle of that. As we go down to the lower time frames, right, we can see that we're in a lower time frame zone of consolidation. And again, in the 4 hour time frame, you can see that we're right in the smack middle of the zone of consolidation. Where again, you always got to remember what is a zone of consolidation, right? What's the definition of a zone of consolidation? And what are the motives of the market makers in a zone of consolidation, right? Which again, zone of consolidation is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders, they're inducing traders, right, to get into a trade, they're collecting contracts to go for stop losses, right? So as we go down to the lower time frame on the 30-minute, again, we know that we're stuck in a lower time frame zone of consolidation where price is rejecting highs and rejecting lows. right? And then the biggest thing just for today, for example, right? Price already hit ADR, right? So the amount of pips that gold is going to move on a day-to-day basis is 342 pips. As soon as the market opened last night, and obviously we had news in the U.S. that the president fired uh one of the federal chair people, fucking Cook, I don't remember his first name, right? As soon as that news came out, price just skyrocketed and hit ADR with two candles, right? So already for today, that's it. Once ADR is hit, there's only two things that are going to happen. Either price is going to consolidate, as we see where price has been consolidating since last night, or price is just going to reverse and go back down, right? So for today alone, there's nothing to trade. But again, overall, I'm not really looking at any trades because if you're to give you the example, if you're a breakout trader, meaning you're looking for a break out of these zones of consolidations, you think price is just going to give you a simple break retest to continue. But again, you have to always keep an eye on the higher time frame, right? And the fact that we're trading in an area where price has been rejecting these highs for many months, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months where price has been rejecting these highs. The only place I would like to take a trade on gold is if and when price gives us an inducement of these highs to go back down, right? Or if price gives us a break of these highs to go back high. Or if price gives us an inducement of these lows to go back up, or if price gives us a break of these lows to go back down, right? Notice how all of these trading areas is just either at the top after the breaks or after the inducements, or at the lows after the breaks or after the inducements. The fact that price is sitting at the middle of the zone of consolidation, I'm not looking to take any trades. So right now for gold, I'm hands off until we get one of these different setups. Right? I'm not really looking to take any trades on gold in these areas. Now, even when we're looking at 30-minute structure, right? A lot of people, you'll see that they'll be saying, "Oh, look, 30-minute structure, we have lower low, lower high, lower low," right? And they'll be saying that this is higher high, higher low, higher high. That's incorrect, right? Everything that you see on gold, everything that you've been seeing on gold for the last couple weeks, for the last couple months, this is all internal structure. This is all 5-minute, 1-minute structure, right? On the 30-minute time frame, the 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows, this is the 30-minute low down here because again, when you're looking at market structure, you're looking for higher highs, higher lows, you're waiting for breaks, right? And when you're looking at it, right, at one point we were trading higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Then price went down and gave us a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, right? Then price came down and gave you a lower low down here, right? Because this is where the break happened, right? Lower low down here. And then price gave us one final push back to the top side to give us a break of these highs, right? And if you notice it, gave us a 30-minute high, which again, everything is color coordinated. The red boxes are the 30-minute lows and highs, right? We know that price never broke these lows. As you can see, price hasn't even tapped into these lows. And price has not given us a break of the 30-minute highs, right? Never reached it. So on the 30-minute time frame, we're trading in a very big zone. We're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. Everything that's been printing from that high to this low, so all of this here is just internal time frame. This is all 5-minute, 1-minute structure. So there's a lot of reasonings for gold as to why I'm not really keeping an eye on it. I'm not really trading it until we reach those points of interest either at the highs or at the lows. Now, we know that we have these gaps at the bottom of the market that price has to fill these gaps. And again, the gaps don't have to be filled right away. The gaps could be filled a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months from now, right? Once we get the confirmation that price wants to start going down, that's when we will start targeting these 30-minute gaps to be filled, right? Very similar to US 30, right? We talked about this in the beginning of this week, right? In the beginning of this week, we know that US 30 on Friday, it left us with a gap in the market. And we were looking for entries to go short to fill these gaps. But unfortunately, for the last 2 days, as soon as the market opens, price is just moving. So it hasn't really been given us an opportunity to catch these trades, which is okay. That happens, right? So it's very similar, right? US 30, when we're looking at where we were at in the structure, we were looking for price to either give us the inducement to then go down, or we were looking for the break to continue. And the fact that price gave us the inducement, this is where price now started going down after the inducement. So the same exact thing that happened on US 30 from last week going into this week is the exact same thing that I'm looking for gold. The only difference is that gold isn't, oh no. The only difference is that gold isn't in that area just yet. We're still just in the middle. That also means it's all good. So that's the biggest difference with gold and US 30 right now. Gold is just stuck in the middle of the zone of consolidation. So right now, for me personally, I'm hands off. I'm not looking to take any trades on gold. Right? And then again, especially today, the fact that price already hit ADR for the day, I'm not expecting gold to move anymore. I'm expecting price to just continue to do what it's been doing for the last, since what, 8 p.m. last night. So for the last 12 hours, price has just been consolidating. Now, could we get another movement on gold? Yeah, we still have the NYC open in an hour. So we know that the NYC open might give it a little bit of volume, but I'm not expecting price to just continue the push to the top side, because again, it already hit ADR for the day. It already gave us the move for the day. It already gave us the amount of pips that we're expecting for the day at 342 pips. I'm expecting price to just consolidate for the day. And again, it's pretty much similar across the board with every single pair due to that news that came out last night. As you can see, I don't have any other pairs turned on for the day. Everything's already done. So for me personally, I'm already done trading for the day. There's nothing left on the table for us. We'll just have to come back tomorrow and look for another opportunity tomorrow morning. Let me know if that made sense. Yo. Yeah, that's it for the day. I'm not. There's nothing left for us. That would have been a $50 lot size, man. They didn't let me. They're like, yo, that lot size is way too high. Like, all right. Yeah, on NZD USD. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't even risk 1%. They don't fucking let me. This is what I'm telling you. Like, they were like, yo, 50 lots? Yeah, it's too high, buddy. You're over leveraged. Like, no, I'm not. It's 3 pips, but whatever. It's fucking literally $1,000, man. Leave me alone. Sorry, bro. I'm just taking it easy, man. Whenever I get that 10K is when I'll receive the payout. I'll request the payout once I get 10K. And little by little, I'll add that shit to my current live account. Yo, once I fucking get 100K on a live account, yo, that's gonna be a $50 lot right there. So I don't stress this shit, man. Like, yo, I live a very easy life, man. I don't need 10K a month. I'm chilling with, I'm chilling with 5K. I'm chilling with 3K. Chilling with 2K, man. I don't got a lot of bills. But shit, when the time comes, man, it'll fucking come. I'm not in no rush. And we're talking about NZD USD. We're not even talking about gold, cause I've already reached my 10K months on my live account. Whenever we trade gold, whenever we trade US 30, I'm chilling. But the real fucking hitters are gonna be once you're able to trade $50 lots on those small ass pairs. Again, we see it all the time. We see how FX Alex G with a $2 million account trading NZD USD with $100 lot size. It's 200 bands right there. So I'm not in no rush, man. I'm chilling with the trades that I be taking. Shit, he's gonna be posting about me soon. I be giving him too much free promo. Shut up. Too early to hear your voice, man. Sa- Since I can't be mean to my nephews, man, I gotta be mean to Keyshawn, man. Fuck. So- Nah, man, I'm not listening to you. You're like, yo, look how he said my name. Hey, yo, JumpeR. Like, nah, man, leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone, man. Nah. This motherfucker got too much energy, bro, for 7 in the morning, bro. Shit's crazy. Hell yeah. Yo, cause that what he be dreaming about. He's like, y'all trying to make my dreams a reality. Hell no. It's good. Teaching the next generation, man. Now, that would suck, man. Having fucking little baby Keyshawn's walking around, I'd fucking end it all, man. Alright. Yo, what grade you in? Second grade? Lock in, man. You a damn liar. You 12. You're like in fourth grade, man. Not even. Seventh. You don't even know what 9 times 9 is. What is it? Alright. Would have been better if you said 21. Where your mom's at? All right. Nah, man, I'm gonna choose to ignore you, bro. Fuck that. Alright, chat. Any other questions? Any other pairs you want me to go over before we hop offline? Let me know. Kendall, you back? Kendall, you back? Oh, thank fuck. I had a fucking deafen. He tried to, man. He got on the mic real close. He's like, nah, don't leave. And I'm like, nah, I'm ignoring your ass. Oh, man. Give you guys a minute in the chat. Any questions? Any other pairs you want me to go over? Anything you guys want me to explain? Let me know. If not, we'll be done for the day and we'll be back tonight, 7 p.m. for the isolation session. Mhm. You said 6-7? Mm, 6-7. All right, no questions in the chat. We'll see you guys tonight. Peace out.